3, 2, 1. Let's get it. All right. Welcome back to the JP Podcast. Today's episode. It's real simple. You see, some days we crush it. And some days you don't. And honestly, I think that's the most relatable thing about life in the gym. You see, we're all out here acting like we got it all figured out, that we have it all together. When half the time, we're just trying to get through the day without falling apart. Yes, I said that. So this episode is for the people who show up on both the good days, the bad days, whatever. The good, bad, and the ugly, you know? Even when we are completely exhausted, this episode is for you. So, let's get into it. Grab some popcorn, grab your water, whatever you need. A sandwich if you want to, your chicken and rice, whatever. This is the real talk for today. Is literally some days you crush it, some days you don't. So let's start with the gym. So, because that's where I feel it the most. See, there are days where I walk in the gym and I feel unstoppable. I feel invincible, you know? Weight feels light. The music in my headphones are hitting perfectly, you know? Energy is there because I'm freaking caffeinated up with 300 milligrams of caffeine. And I feel like I'm in a montage, you know? I feel like a beast. I feel locked in. And then there are days where I walk in and I can't even go through my warm-ups. Like when I say I can't go through my warm-ups, I'm like, why am I already tired? The caffeine, drank it 10 minutes before my workout. Drank it, got in my car, chugged it, got to the gym, should be jittered up. No. That 300 milligrams of caffeine, wasted. And then when the weight feels heavier than it should be, like being over dramatic, but like when 135 on bench feels like 245 for me. I'm like, damn, this is heavy. But like some days, the pump, it's just not there, But I've come to realize it's okay, like we go through those times. We go through those like weeks of, we push, but our body's telling us you're exhausted, you need some rest. And instead of for me chasing that validation like I used to chase, I just literally what I do is I, own up to it and say, hey, let's get this workout in. Let's still like focus on hitting my workout. Let's focus on getting strong and focus on the movement. And then now we go to some days, you go through the motions. My coaches would not be happy, but like some days it is like that. Like, whenever you're sick, whenever like you are feeling down, exhausted, tired, or whatever it is, but you're still at the gym, you still got your butt to the gym because you want to stay consistent, you want to stay disciplined, and you might be going through the motions, but something's better than nothing, I guess, in a sense, but I still try to push myself and just not go through the motions, because if I just go through the motions, I feel like I'm letting myself down of, yes, you're here, but are you really here? And I fought with that for like a while of like, I am here, yes. But am I actually here? Am I focused? Am I locked in? Am I locking in on my workout? Am I doing everything correctly? Or am I just going with emotions? But I've come to realize like it's okay for some days, you go through the motions. You be more cautious of what you're doing. It's okay. And there's some days I don't even want to be in the gym, but I still show up anyways. Again, this one was a lot harder because the days before I understood what a rest day was, or recovery day, which I call it, active recovery, I would never take a rest day. I'll be working out 7 times a week, 7 days a week. But it was doing more harm to my body because it had no time to rest, recover, repair. But this is completely different from that. But it's like some days you don't even want to be in the gym, but you show up anyways. That could be literally doing cardio for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, whatever it is. But it's getting your mindset out of whatever like the real world is putting you through. To me, gym is like a therapeutic. You push weight, you get to forget about whatever it is that's happening in your life for a second, and figure things out, reflect, and after your session, you have a clearer mind. Usually, seeing someone hit PRs while you feel weak. This doesn't bother me. I am hyping them up. If I see a kid, like a high schooler or an adult, hit a PR that they've tried to hit and they get it, I'm not all about me. No. My ego is not that high. I am there for them. I'm like, good crap. And you got like, damn, that was amazing. That was cool. I was sick. Keep it up. Put on more muscle. Put on more weight. You got this, bro. Because like, we all have our own stories. We all have our own testimonies. Our fitness journeys are all from different backgrounds, How I started, like I said, is that small kid. Didn't want to get picked on anymore in sports, so I put on weight. And that's what I did. I should have taken it more seriously, but, we all start somewhere. And it's part of my journey. It's who I am. It's who created me. It's who built me. But yeah, even when I'm weak, I still love seeing people hit PRs. It's amazing. It's amazing how much they've come, and seeing them push their bodies to limits that most average people would just give up and just rack the weight. Comparing yourself to guys or other people's physiques who hypothetically look better than you when they've only worked out for 2 months. They look shredded. This one, I feel like a lot of people like take this one in more. If like there's a lot of comparison in the gym environment. Yes, I used to feel the same way until I did not care, because I always bring it up when I did my first bodybuilding show. When I did my bodybuilding show, did not like it. It opened my eyes of like, stay humble. It's okay to have an ego, but like humble yourself and like do this for yourself. Like I read I've listened to so many podcasts of like Sebum, other ones of like, like, don't worry about anyone else. Worry about yourself. It's okay to like see somebody, but don't idolize them. Like, don't get jealous. Like, it's genetics at most times, or they're putting in more work. They're putting in the time to get the physique they want to get. And if you start to feel those thoughts of, comparing, why is he bigger than me, or why is he more shredded than me, it's probably more on your side if you're not actually either doing your cardio, you're not actually pushing the weight, or you're not challenging yourself to a point where they are challenging themselves to get to the point they got to or getting to. It's that simple. Because, see, nobody talks about how discouraging that can feel. But it's so real. Everyone goes through it. even the people who look like they never miss. You see, you could walk into any gym and everyone might be like, they look like they have everything figured out. They look like they're doing everything great. Everything's great. But have you really talked to them? Have you had a conversation of like, well, if they want a conversation, but I feel like, have you ever had a conversation like, hey, how was your day? There'll be a bunch that are saying my grade's great, or some of them be like, I didn't even want to show up today. Like, I have a story, like, I've had that. Buddies of mine, I'm working out, doing my workout, they come in. I kid you not, they literally look like they woke up from a nap, like 2 minutes, and just got out of bed and came to the gym. Like, it was like a robot, like on like their duties of what they should do, like their routine. And I ask them, dude, you just wake up? And they're like, yeah, I didn't want to show up. And I'm like, dude, we have those days. But the fact that he did show up, and after the first set, he was awake, did his thing, and it's just showing up. He just showed up anyways. When he physically was like, dude, I'm beat, I'm tired, got no motivation, but he was disciplined, he was consistent, he was honest with himself of, I gotta show up, I gotta be better, I gotta do it for myself. But there have been days where I have walked out of the gym earlier than expected because mentally I wasn't there. Like, things happened in my life that mentally I couldn't do it anymore. And what I used to do is I used to beat myself over it. Cuz I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Physically, my presence, I am there. Mentally, I'm somewhere else. And I would just beat myself over and over of like, why are you being a little, like, come on. Do you expect to gain? Do you expect to get muscle? Do you expect to see the results you want to see if you just mentally just tap out? I was so hard on myself. But honestly, that's part of it. You will have weeks, you will have days where you're mentally exhausted, mentally zoned out, and it's okay. It is okay. Because fitness isn't just physical. There's the other parts, the emotion, the mental, all of it. All of it ties. Physically, mentally, emotionally. All of them tie together. And I've realized now it's okay. If I'm mentally in a headspace where I should not be at the gym, I go home early. I reflect, ask myself, what is wrong? Why am I feeling this way? Sometimes call a friend, text a friend, get their opinion, and it helps. It clears my head. Instead of maybe going to the gym, being in a bad mood, or mentally just not there, but then, drop a weight on my foot because I'm not mentally there. Physically, I'm there, but mentally, like, my head's in a different headspace. And, re-racking weights or taking off weights, and it's happened, I feel. I feel it's a thing, like, you drop a weight because you're mentally not there. You're not thinking in the right headspace, and you drop your weight, and then you injure yourself, and you're out for 4 weeks. Or even longer, depending on what happens or what situation you got yourself into. But now let's talk lifestyle, because chasing goals doesn't stop when you leave the gym. No, see, meal prep is great until you're tired, stressed, and someone invites you to go get food. You know what I'm talking about? Protein goals sounds easy until you start doing it. Until you start getting your fourth meal in. Like, I can't have more protein. I feel like full as frick. Because we say we'll be disciplined, then life hits us with a 180, and life hits us with long days, errands, family stuff, and actual responsibilities. Because I don't care how disciplined you are. There will be nights where you're like that. I'm eating whatever I want. I want because I mentally cannot do another planned meal right now. And that's okay. It is okay, but if you're on prep, if you're doing like a prep, like you got to tell yourself, you put yourself in the situation of strict meals. Just enjoy it. Love what you're doing. Like, cause Steve even said, like, quote unquote, not I don't know if something along these lines of like, if you're putting yourself into like a bodybuilding show or a competition or body recomp, and if you're hating it, why are you hating it? You are volunteering your body. You are volunteering your own time. You volunteer yourself to put in the extreme amount of work that you wanted to put in. No one's forcing you to do it. You are putting yourself in that position of meal prep. This is the meals for that short, like 3 months, 3 month span, and do it. After that 3 months, after your show, I don't care what you do. Like, then, like, your goals of what you want, of it, what you achieved, what you said you were gonna do, and not feel so hatred of it. That's different. That's a different story. Because people think fitness creators or gym guys, gym girls, they have it perfect. You see the social media of meal preps of the week, but no, that's not the case. And some of them, some of the fitness creators or gym guys or girls, they're showing that, and I love it because it's showing the truth of they don't need to be promoting 6 meals of what they eat. They want to go get Cane's, they want to get Chipotle, or if they want to get crumble cookies, whatever they want, and they get it. In and Out, whatever, Chick-fil-A, they get it. Some days I'm dialed in, yes. And other days I'm eating cereal. Oh, Honey Bunches of Oats, almond cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh my gosh, those are my kryptonite. Midnight, because, why not? And here's the part nobody really connects. The gym is only part of your life. It's not your full life. It is. Might have to reconsider, because you need a balance. See, what's part of our life is our work stress, family stuff, friendships, our social life, relationship energy, sleep is a big one, and just trying to exist as a human being. You see, have you ever had a day where everything goes wrong before like 8 a.m. or 10 a.m.? 8 a.m. is too early, I feel. Like, by lunchtime, you're already mentally done. Like, you've been drained, fatigued, like crap hit the fan, And then you still expect yourself to go out, hit the gym, like nothing ever happened. I've been there. And what you do is, discipline, accountability, honesty. Like, just tell yourself, hey, you're going through crap. Use that as a fuel, and just do it. Or you could do what I do: just take pre-workout and just caffeinate up on freaking 300 milligrams of caffeine or 600 milligrams of caffeine. Perfect. You'll be fine. You'll be wired. You'll be focused on whatever the crap you need to get done. But afterwards, you will crash. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably take a nap, one or two naps. That's why some workouts feel harder than others. It's not because you're weak. It's because life has weight too. And that's what my coach told me. Like, when I'm pushing heavier weight and I'm not like fully there, or I'm not fully like present, he literally told me, go to that place, doesn't got whatever it is, anger, rage, happiness, joy, determination, grit, whatever it is. Like, go to that place when you work out, because that's the place you'll get those extra 3 reps every time. And I did that, and he was not. He was right. He was correct. Like, mad props. Like, I went to that place. It wasn't anger. It wasn't hate. It was more just lock the frick in and don't be a little wiener. Don't be a little. That sound terrible. Don't be like a little, little girl. Just don't do it. Just do it. Basically, I don't want to cuss on this. I don't want to cuss on this channel because I don't really cuss as much. But basically, don't be a little. If you know, you know. Because a lot of people say it, but I don't want to be that. Because there have been weeks where I felt like I was doing everything right. Meals were going down, weight was going up, cardio, when I do cardio, was going in the right direction. My heart was not. I wasn't like huffing and puffing, And I still felt behind. Like, I still felt like I wasn't good enough. I still felt like I had more to do. And it's crazy how heavy normal life can feel sometimes. Like I said, I was putting weight on. Meals were going great. Sleep was better. Everything was better. But it still felt like I was missing something. But nothing was missing. It was just me in my head of trying to find something. Basically, find something that was wrong. But nothing was wrong. And that's how normal life can feel sometimes. Is that everything's good, but we're trying to find those bad things. We're trying to pick out anything bad or anything that makes us like a negative thought that could ruin our day, or could ruin our lift, or could ruin our meals, or make us mess up. But that's what I've come to realize of, like, staying positive, staying optimistic, and just, the saying "it is what it is" it's people say it's good, people say it's bad, but it is what it is. Like, just do you, and don't force yourself to find bad things. Everything works out in the long run. You can't control everything. Just let it happen. Let it be. But here's the real talk. The hardest part of the gym and lifestyle, it's not the workouts. It's not the diet. It's the mental stuff. It's the mental battle you have with your own self. The self-doubt you have. The comparison to others. Feeling like you're not progressing. Losing your routine. Feeling guilty for taking rest days. Overthinking every decision. And last but not least, feeling like you're not enough. Like, these all hit. And these are all mental battles we all face. Yes, I said that. We all face these. You might be thinking you don't, but you do. Don't lie to yourself. Some of these what I just said, you are facing right now. And that's okay. You see, I've had days where I just looked in the mirror. Yes, I do it. And I didn't like what I saw. Even though I've been consistent with my training, even though I've been consistent with my work, everything was going great. On those days, I questioned everything. I questioned, why am I doing this? Should I quit? Should I stop? What's the point? Because, see, that's the part nobody posts about. Nobody really posts their lows. Nobody posts the workouts they cut short. Nobody posts the meals they messed up on. But we all have those days of we mess up meals. We have lows. We're stressed and stressed weeks. We cut our workouts short because life happens. It's normal. We should normalize that because we're not robots. I always say that. If we were robots, we would be boring because we'd be on a strict routine of everything's the same day. But we have emotions. And that's what makes us who we are. So, post the low weeks. Post when your workouts have to be cut short because mentally you're not there. And post the meals you messed up on. Because we all have those days. But here's the part that changed everything for me. Like I always say, I probably said in probably 5 out of the 13 episodes, small wins matter. I don't care if you don't think they do, but they do. Small wins matter. For example, showing up on a bad day. Finishing a workout when you didn't want to start. Getting back on track after messing up. Drinking your water, staying hydrated. Going to sleep earlier. Taking care of yourself mentally. Mental health, Eating one solid meal after a rough week. None of the BS protein like supplements, It's good to have those, but like have whole foods. Because what my buddy told me is that real progress isn't just the PRs on the perfect days. If you think that is, you're lying to yourself. It's the days you stayed consistent. It's the days nobody was watching you. See, those are real progress. So, if you're listening to this and you've been feeling off, gym, lifestyle, mentally, I just want you to know you're not alone. Everyone goes through it. I go through it. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. Because even the most disciplined people, the people like fitness creators, content creators, role models, actors, actresses, like people in high, they go through it too. Because some days you crush it, and some days you don't. But both days count. If this episode hit you, share it with someone who really needs to hear this. Drop a comment. Tell me what part you related to, or if you're going through it. I want to know how your week's been going. Because I appreciate you all. No, seriously, I truly appreciate you. Write in the comments what you've been going through, what you've been dealing with, because we're all here together, and it's amazing. But this is the JP Podcast, and I'll see you on the next one.